Oklahoma. Glad to have you with us for more. Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke.
Boys, nice and high.
And so off the tip, Atlanta's opening lineup. Teague and Korver are the guards. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. And it's Bazemore at the 3 slot.
As they get the scoring started.
Yeah, he gets it going, and who knows now, you know, it might be a really big night in store for him. Now here's Teague. And the rejection by Ibaka. Oh, and here we go with Durant. No good. Boy, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there. You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now. Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Here's Bazemore. The Thunder pull it in. And watching Serge Ibaka, the intimidation factor is fierce, Clark, and it's been that way ever since the end of the NBA.
That's his game, Kevin. He's not the most physical shot blocker in the league, but boy, his anticipation and timing off the charts.
Here's Teague following the score by Oklahoma City. Horford goes in, and nothing is falling for him right now.
Yeah, early on, 3 misses to open the game. Their offense right now still trying to find its way.
The Hawks have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Adams, the pass to Durant. The 3, and it's good. Durant's got 5 points so far.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. Picked by Horford. Goes up the baseline, and the shot is good.
It took them a while, but finally they take the lid off.
You know, sometimes all it takes is one to get a team going. We'll see if that's the case here.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
And the Thunder with the possession here. Passes it to Durant. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. And it's 8 points for Kevin Durant.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Now here's Millsap. And Bazemore kicks to Korver. Takes it off the glass.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
It's Durant on the wing. Fires the 3. No good. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Got a piece of it. Horford with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. And Bazemore kicks to Millsap. Nice ball movement here. Robertson dishes to Durant. And the pass to Westbrook. There's the feed to Robertson. And the 3 off target. The Hawks trail by 11. We know Oklahoma City has the stars, the big names, the offensive flair. But, you know, Greg, this team, and you appreciate this, is a very tough defensive group.
Yeah, I think they've matured in that area. In the past, that wasn't always true. But last year, the Thunder really hung their hat on their defense. Top 10 in opponents' field goal percentage. And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that. You know, when you look at the Thunder and their defense, it starts with the length they have on the perimeter. It also helps to have rim protectors backing them up on any drive.
For Atlanta, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Millsap a screen on Westbrook, and the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, he's got to watch himself now. I mean, that's 2 fouls already, and he can't afford another.
Dion Waiters checked in for Roberson. Oklahoma City on D. Korverks it to Bazemore. Misses in close.
And a final note on the Thunder defense. A lot of it is a mentality. They have guys that aren't scared to challenge shots, and they're a solid group that knows how to play tough team defense.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
And Durant comes to help. There's the three. Bazemore misses. Here's Oklahoma City now. They're on a 19-4 run. But they get it back. The kick out to Westbrook. Pass to Ibaka. Jacks up a three. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist.
Well, they've yet to string many stops together.
It just seems like they're a step slow today.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
And Bazemore kicks to Teague. To the inside, Korver. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
And stolen by Horford. Out in his own on the break. Bazemore misses.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
It's rebounded by Paul Millsap.
Yeah, real nice shot selection there. I guess he's working on his buzzer beater form.
That's a reach, but perhaps that is the case. Or maybe he was trying to knock a bird off of the scoreboard.
Is about right. Because I still can't figure that one out.
No, I see no birds.
No.
You know, and Billy Donovan, the Oklahoma City Thunder, were able to pull him away from the college game last season, signed him to a 5-year deal in the middle of last year's playoffs.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Cantor comes in for Steven Adams, and it's Foy in for Serge Ibaka. Now, here's Scott. Makes it off the glass. Scott's got his first bucket in this one.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
And for Billy Donovan, we were talking about him. He had been with Florida for so long, the Gator program built by him. It'll be a big change. He had been thinking about it, though, before. He almost took, remember that Greg the Magic job back in 2007?
You know, there was a change of heart for him with the Orlando gig. And Donovan's done nothing but win at Florida, and he'll have that same pressure to succeed with the high expectations with the Thunder.
I really hope he doesn't try that move again. It worked the one time, but he's not the guy to be working the crossover.
And that's a foul. Called on Chris Humphries. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Anthony Morrow's checked in for Russell Westbrook. Got a hand on it.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early.
Humphries gets the rebound.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Shoots from 14. Here's Scott. And he converts the layup. Scott's got his second basket of the game.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
Waiters gets a wide open look, hits the three-point bomb.
And really that's what built the early lead here. Killer shooting from beyond.
And the defense needs to recognize that and get to the shooters. It's imperative that they get a hand up.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
That's good. 12 points for Kevin Durant.
His switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
And here's Schroeder. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Picked by Humphries. Here's Hardaway. Wants to get it to Humphries and does. He came off the screen and finished with authority.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hander.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. And Kevin Durant, always in the gym, always working to improve. We asked him where that inspiration and passion originated.
Comes from me being 8 years old and me just saying I wanted to be the best player. You know, first off, at 8 years old, you want to be the best player in your neighborhood, and that's where it comes from. Just always want to be the best, and no matter where I'm playing at. And if I keep working each and every year, I've gotten better. You know, if I continue to just keep working, I've seen improvements.
Year-by-year improvements until he became the best player in the league and won an MVP. Now, the challenge, Greg, is to get back to that level after the injuries. Obviously, I think we all feel it is possible for him.
And you're absolutely right, Kevin. I mean, he's definitely proven in terms of the talent, the skill, and athleticism. What we find out now after dealing with the adversity is, does he have the heart and drive and that competitive spirit to be considered still among the very best?
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Thunder?
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for Atlanta, Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Kyle Korver. And it's Cephalosha in at the small forward. The Hawks trail by 12. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Last season, Atlanta showed just how much fun a team can have playing team basketball, a complete team effort. We use that word a lot. You don't see it much in the NBA, but boy, they epitomized it, Clark.
Yeah, they sure did. Refreshing to see a team do that well collectively without a real superstar. Just a solid group that understood their roles and played them perfectly.
Here's Millsap following the basket by Russell Westbrook. There's the 3. Pass to Singler. From the arc. And it's Westbrook again missing.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Goes up on the high post. Here's Millsap, and he dunks it down.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he kept that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch. And guys, you talk about players who have that killer instinct. Russell Westbrook is right at the top of that list.
And you think, Greg, about Westbrook's killer instincts. You were alluding to that. It's very apparent at times. Players praise, and Clark, I think, fear him for just that characteristic alone.
Well, how about this, Kevin? Kobe Bryant said Westbrook has the same love for competition that he has. Whenever other guards are pulled, Westbrook is their worst matchup.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Korver passes to Bazemore. Teague against Westbrook. Teague kicks to Korver. 5 on the clock. Bucks need to get off a shot here. They get the rebound. Here's Horford. Off target at the rim.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Here's Westbrook. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. The Hawks trail by 12. Korver dishes to Millsap. The kick out to Teague. Uses the glass that time, and it's good.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Thunder. Well, you have to love the energy and the effort given every night by Kent Bazemore, hustling for loose balls. Greg, a lot like he actually runs the floor like a tornado, can handle the ball, the constant role player.
He really is. And you know, you can have to have guys who can be effective without the basketball, Kevin. There's only one out there,
right,
and you're going to have 5 guys, so you need other areas of the game to be effective. And he focuses on the defense, the rebounding, all those little things that add up to victories.
T kicks to Horford. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And, you know, going back to Kent Bazemore, he was not a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Was solid and unspectacular in college. Entered the NBA as an undrafted free agent. Exceeded everybody's expectations.
And getting back to Kent Bazemore, I mean, he will always have a role in this league because of his defense and his positive attitude. He's the kind of guy who gets counted out early, then goes on to have a legitimate 10-year NBA career.
So it's Atlanta now, following Russell Westbrook's 3. Korver kicks to Millsap. And that one's good. Millsap's got 4 points in the quarter.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Westbrook passes to Singler. His 3-pointer's off the mark. The Hawks trail by 13. Teague with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Inside. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist by Teague. That's 7 points for Al Horford.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
For Atlanta, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Korver, and he lays it straight in. Korver's got 6 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And he trims the lead to single digits.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
That's good. 21 points for Russell Westbrook.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Westbrook against Teague. And Durant comes to help. Bazemore dishes to Millsap. And it's blocked by Ibaka. Here's Durant. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You look at Kevin Durant, and he does have a bit of an unusual body type. Still is fairly thin, even after 8 years in the league. Yet up until last season, he's been one of the more durable players in the league. Kind of like Reggie Miller in that regard.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Enes Kanter's checked in for Adams. Waiters comes in for Singler. Anthony Morrow's checked in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Foy in for Russell Westbrook. And so here is Oklahoma City following the bucket by the Hawks. Talking about Durant's physical makeup, some scouts were actually worried about his athleticism when he declared for the draft after just 1 year at Texas. At the NBA Combine, Greg, you were talking about this. He posted some of the worst numbers of all the top prospects.
He did, but I tell you what, he did blow people away with his length. 6'10", with a 7-foot 5-inch arm span. I mean, that makes up for a whole lot in this league. And as we've seen throughout his Hall of Fame career, I think it's worked out pretty nice.
I think it has too. Here is Durant after the basket by Atlanta. Here's Bazemore. T kicks to Humphries and rattles out the dunk. You know, the layup might have been a better shot for him. Foy from long range. Bazemore grabs the miss. Bazemore's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Teagues it to Bazemore. Wide open look. No luck. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. They led by as many as 18 points.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Durant attacking, loses his grip and misses the dunk. Fast break, the Hawks. Here's Scott, but they recover it. And with that, the Thunder lead is cut down to 9 in the bucket from Bazemore.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
So, you know, Anthony Morrow, one of the real lasers as a long-range bomber in the league. First rookie ever to lead the NBA in three-point percentage. Hit over 46% his first year. There's always a place for a guy like that.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Cephalosha comes in for Kent Bazemore. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Teague. Hardaway for three. The shot no good. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. And talking about Anthony Morrow's development, he did it the hard way. Came in undrafted in his first pro start. 37 points. Remember that game? Most points ever by an undrafted player in his rookie year.
Yeah, that was amazing, that game. And, you know, the 2010-2011 season, he had the second highest three-point percentage in league history. I mean, he's been traded multiple times in his career, though, because he's still refining the rest of his game, wanting to be more than just a shooter.
And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. The Hawks trail by